Boom! Tomahawk steak. It was my dad's birthday, so I had to do something big for him. In this video, you'll get to see how I sous vided and seared the perfect tomahawk steak. If you're not already subscribed, make sure to slam that subscribe button and click the bell to stay up to date with all my latest cooking endeavors. Now let's get started with the cooking. I got this 2.9 pound prime tomahawk steak for just over $50 at Edwards Meats in Wheat Ridge, Colorado. It's an absolute beauty. For those of you unfamiliar with the tomahawk steak, it's just a fancy ribeye steak that has a long rib bone still attached. This steak was a whopping 2.75 inches thick, a perfect present for a dad. If you guys have seen my show before, you know I love to let the flavor of the beef be the star of the show, so I only used coarse kosher salt, garlic powder, and ground pepper. I made sure to season both sides generously because it was a really thick steak. Just look at all that flavor that's packed on there. Now that I had that bad boy seasoned up, it was time to get it ready for the sous vide. I was able to score some organic thyme at my local market and added those few sprigs to go along with the steak. I folded over a good amount of the vacuum bag so I could get a good seal later on with that part. Then I eventually got it into the bag and removed the air. I triple bagged the steak just because I didn't want to take any chances of a leak with that expensive of a steak. While seasoning the steak and packing it up, I had the sous vide heating to 136 degrees. I also dropped a few metal racks into the water as a spacer on the bottom to keep the water moving under the steak when it's in there. Then I dropped the tomahawk in and left it for 3 hours and 15 minutes. I pulled the beauty out and you can see just how juicy it is. None of the bags leaked, so it was overkill to use that many bags. When I finally got to the meat, it smelled delicious. I set it on some paper towels and then patted it as dry as possible. For anyone new here, it's crucial to get the outside of the steak as dry as possible to get a perfect sear. You know what time it is, fam. Searing time. Let's do it. Damn, that's looking good. Well fam, I did it again. I can't explain to you just how fulfilling it is to have something turn out that looks this good. It's so juicy and it has a perfect looking crust, but the only way I can see if it's truly great is to cut into it and have my dad taste it. Just look at how tender and juicy that is. I couldn't wait for him to taste it. To my surprise, my dad loved it. He actually said it was one of the best steaks he's had in his life, and one of the most tender too. He was nice enough to let me have some of it, and oh my god, it was incredible. It was incredibly juicy and full of delicious beefy flavor. Hands down, it was one of the best steaks I've made to date, right behind picanha. If you're ever in the mood for a fancier looking meat dish, give a tomahawk steak a shot. It's pretty easy to prepare and the results are phenomenal. If you like this video, smash that like button. Also consider subscribing to stay up to date with all of my cooking endeavors.